I've not seen this, so we're watching this together as friends on the internet.
Next, Hambly, Jeremy Hambly. Now, this was covered extensively. I actually did not hear about this from the forum because they failed me again, my own website. So the Quartering has put out an 11-minute long video begging people to buy his coffee. And I, honest to God, did not know that he even made coffee. So let me prefix this. I actually like the Quartering, and I think that's a really unpopular take in the sector because I think he's done like a lot of things to people. I think he reported Medicare or something. He's done like a lot of things. My interaction with Hambly only goes so far back as January because I started following him on Twitter, and he's one of the best follows on Twitter. He's not fully fucking he's like one of the only conservatard grifters who does not routinely say shit that makes me unfollow them. So I like him, and he talked to the locals on my behalf, so I appreciate him. However, I will make fun of him for this. He is a millionaire. He's a multimillionaire. From my understanding, he even owns his own aircraft, and he poured in $300,000 into a coffee company, which to my understanding is apparently something that he's very passionate about because apparently he has some kind of coffee recipe in his family, or like a roasting recipe from his family. So it's like I'm going to honor my family type of thing by making a coffee company and getting it kicked off. And I kind of understand his intention because Black Rifle Coffee was really successful, but Black Rifle Coffee is really fucking gay. So, but the market is oversaturated. So I think his intention was, I have a family business that I want to resurrect that roasts coffee. And I want to do the Black Rifle Coffee thing, but do it right and not have two Jewish gay men own the company, and which is like a good thing in and of itself. I want to participate in the parallel economy, but even in that sense, it's oversaturated. Tim Pool has his own coffee. Dick Masterson had his own fucking coffee. All these people already have a coffee, and I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say that your $20 bag of coffee, no matter how good it is probably not so much better than Cafe Bustelo. Well, the first thing I did when I got back into the US is I got one of like every kind of coffee that they had at like a regular store, and I tried them all. Cafe Bustelo is the best coffee that is readily available on market stores. It blows everything else out of the water. So my take is that it's almost improbable that your coffee is going to beat Cafe Bustelo, and that it's going to have a better brand value than Cafe Bustelo, and it's not be as readily available. So it's a fool's errand. And to make it even worse, like Cafe Bustelo is like the most super easy name. It has a really recognizable brand. Like you see it on the shelf, it pops at you. It's like yellow and red, and it has the little lady on it, little Latinx on it, and it's like, it looks distinct. It jumps out on the shelf. It has a name that is distinct, and it has a really nice, mild, nutty flavor to it that really makes the coffee super good. It's a good fucking coffee, is what I'm trying to say. And it's like you're just not going to beat that. His brand name that he picked to compete with this, and I think I understand what he was going for. Like, we want to have a brand that's like no bullshit, no nothing, just coffee. So he calls it Coffee Brand Coffee. And it's honestly, it's a terrible name. Because I want you to do this right now. If you're sitting at your computer, entertain me. Go to Google, or you can Google this on Bing or Yandex, whatever platform you want to Google this on. Open up your preferred Google and look at it. Go to that and type in Coffee Brand Coffee. And I want you to think about this as you're typing it. How many letters does it take for you entering in this key phrase before you start seeing suggestions that are Coffee Brand Coffee? And the answer is almost all three words. You have to almost type in the complete thing before it even suggests Coffee Brand Coffee, because coffee is a word that's common. Coffee brand is another phrase that's very common. Coffee brand, you can say coffee brands from USA or coffee brands from Venezuela. There are many things that you can type in that after the word brand, after coffee brand, that's not the other word coffee, and will fill in as a suggestion. So you have to type in almost what is it? Coffee is 6 letters, brand is 5 letters. You have to type in close to like 10 keys before you can start seeing results for your brand name, which is not what you want. If I go to Google right now, or Bing, and I Google from Bing, B-U-S-T-E 6 letters, then I get Bustelo coffee. The difference is night and day. If I go and type in coffee brand, I get coffee brand coffee as the first result, but then coffee gifts, coffee names, coffee logos, and it's like it's way too long. Whereas if you type in Kiwi Farms, you get nothing because we're search banned on every search engine. You type in Kiwi F, and then you get like no suggestions, like you just typed in child or something. It's like, okay, I see how it is. Anyways, he's $240,000 in debt over this venture. In particular, apparently he had a contract with a company that does K-Pods, and then they backed out of that contract, or they didn't fulfill it correctly, and he blames them for having a woke agenda for doing so. So he bought on unsecured consumer line of credit, which means a credit card, an $80,000 K-Cup system for his company. So he has unconsumed, presumably at a 20+% interest rate, APR, on an $80,000 product for a company that presumably is not making that much money at all. So Pounder runs on his debts. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's just a really bad idea. I understand taking your money and putting it into a side hustle that's like a real company if all the other falls out. But coffee is just, like, number one, you can't even make American coffee. There are all these companies that brew coffee in the US, but you're still importing coffee from Peru. You're still importing it from, Nicaragua or Venezuela or Cuba, and it's like you cannot make American coffee. It's not possible. So it was a very bizarre. It's a really bizarre thing to be patriotic about. You can make anything. You can make silver coins even, and you can make them American, but you can't make coffee in the U.S. He bought an $80,000 K-Cup producer, so now he can a K-Cup is for a Keurig. The little pods that Keurig machines use are called K-Cups, and a lot of people use them. They're very dominant in the market, and they are great for sales because when you make a K-Pod, you can charge more per item and sell less coffee for much more money. So businesses love making them too. So he bought an $80,000 machine, and I imagine that machine is so expensive in part because of licensing from Keurig. You have to have like their permission to make their patented K-Pods or whatever the. So now he can K-Pod he had like an entire factory ready and set up for making like coffee pods and shit. But it's like, if you don't have the underlying sales for your business, then what's the issue? And how could you not find a second company willing to K-Pod your fucking coffee on short notice? You would expect if you're gonna do thousands of orders that you can get a new company willing to replace them on short notice easy. But I don't know, man. It's just really embarrassing. And it's embarrassing that like people are already kind of fed up with his like shilling his coffee stuff. But now he did like an 11-minute long video asking people directly to buy his coffee. And I watched his video, and the thing that he did that really drove me crazy was that it would be one thing if he had the bag. This is the bag of coffee brand coffee. It's $18. It's the finest fucking coffee you'll ever have, and we have it in K-Pods. And it's like, just trust me, bro. And maybe even if you had a mild, medium, strong line of coffee. This guy legitimately, let me even pull this up on the screen. This guy legitimately has, I think there's a site name. It's like coffeebrandcoffee.com. Yeah, that's way too fucking long, bro. Let's see. Let's go to the shop. I want to show you. Light roast coffee, Ethiopian, medium light roast coffee, dark roast coffee, decaffeinated coffee, double caffeinated coffee, high caffeine coffee, bourbon flavored coffee, blueberry cobbler, strawberries and cream, silky ultra dark roast, butterscotch toffee, premium cold brew coffee, Colombian, and the starter kit. And then he has, that's like one thing, specialty coffee. But then he has tea. Now, I know one thing about tea, and that is tea autism is very strong. And people are not going to buy tea off random sites. They have their very specific sites, and they have their very specific brands of tea that are as close to the source in China as they can possibly get it. So trying to like do tea as well as coffee is really, it's a bad idea. You're overstretching yourself because that market is hard to get into. The tea people are very, very particular. The thing has chamomile, Earl Grey, gunpowder green, English breakfast organic tea, masala chai. And he tries to say that these are not dropship, but it's like, how is that even possible? Then premium snacks. And this is what got me. When he started talking about the freeze-dried strawberries coming out, I'm like, how is that possible? How are you going to sell freeze-dried strawberries, bro? How are you also going to do that? It's like every time he named a different product, I started laughing because it's just like, you're already in over your head with just the coffee. But you're going to do hot cocoa and tea and chocolate and freeze-dried fruit? Like, no wonder why you're in trouble. You got to set up a baseline before you branch out to the entire world of gourmet. Nice website, though. But I mean, this too. It's just like I said, the bags are not going to pop out. You search Cafe Bustelo, bright red, awake, hunger-inducing. Red and yellow are hunger-inducing colors. That's why Ronald McDonald wears red and yellow. You know what I mean? It's like you want it. This is like, I don't know. This could be my supplements. This could be my magnesium, a bag of magnesium for me to take. You know? I don't know. It could be his ego. I don't know. I don't want to shit on him too hard, but it's just like, what a fucking disaster. You could invest $300,000 into me, and I'd buy a fucking house, and I'd just pay my mortgage over 15 years, and you'd probably make more money that way, bro. You wouldn't be $240,000 in debt without any returns. You wouldn't even have to ask your audience to pay my mortgage. It's my job to do that. At Matty.live/dono. Subscribe to the locals. That's stupid.